longer and longer they become sicker and sicker, it becomes increasingly more difficult for them to survive a transplant procedure, even in spite of the wonderful drugs that we have today to treat patients and prevent rejection. Mr. Cameron was sick when he had his transplant. He got a lot sicker after it for a period of time. And he didn't get the record for jaundice, but he came pretty close to it. How jaundiced you can get and still survive afterwards. But he was sick in the intensive care unit here last summer when Mr. Marcello was walking through London. He was kind enough to come and spend some time with Mr. Cameron up in the intensive care unit. And as Dr. Murata said, seeing patients so well and completely normal in every respect is a tremendous inspiration for other individuals who are about to undergo life-saving and life-enhancing surgery. So, Mr. Cameron, thank you for coming to this event today, and I invite you to come up and introduce Mr. Marcello.
Thanks, Dr. Wall. I consider it a privilege and a pleasure to be able to come today and share with you, and especially to introduce George. As has been indicated, I had a long road here at the hospital, but I had the best care that anyone could ever get, and consequently I was home before Christmas, and I was able to enjoy Christmas with my family, and I at one point wondered if I would ever make it, but we did, and I think you have to admit I don't look too bad today, and some of my former nurses are looking at me and saying, they remember that they've seen parts of me that I haven't even seen. But nonetheless, it's a delight to be here. Let me tell you a little bit about George Marcello. He contacted me some time back now because he so much wanted to do something that was meaningful to help donors and prospective donors understand how important it is that they be willing to give a legacy of life to someone else. And he talked with me in my office along with some of my colleagues and asked if we could do something to help him. And we were only too glad to do it, even though at that juncture I had still not had my transplant. But I was starting to look pretty awful, and I gained weight every couple of weeks, and we'd lose it again and all that sort of thing. But we were able to make some contacts and to introduce him to other people so that it would make it a little easier for them on the trip. And that, in cooperation with many other people, we were able to see that happen in Ontario, and that was really great. When George came to me subsequent to my surgery and mentioned that he was now going to look at crossing Canada to make it even more significant and more able to contact as many people as possible, I was delighted to hear it. And the one thing that I've learned with George is if he says he's going to do it, you can take that to the bank, because he will do it, and he'll contact many people, and he'll build relationships and friendships that'll be life-lasting, and I believe it will have a significant difference on who will be able to be the recipient of donations in future days. So for me, as we're about to embark on this next journey, I take great pleasure in introducing to you George Marcello, and you're going to enjoy him. He's a very enthusiastic guy and someone who will do much to help the program, and that's our desire too, to do as much as we can to help others. George, come and speak to us.
That's where I get my fuel from, because I do get some very discouraging days sometimes to continue on. The warm receptions I've been getting here from London have just been awesome. I want to really just add on what how we're going to go about what we're doing, and to accomplish the goals of doubling the rate of organ donations. We are associated with many groups and many organizations right across Canada at this point. And 20th, we're going to have our big kickoff date. We feel that the best way to reach people is through publicity. That's been the number one thing that most organizations and groups have agreed on, that there's just not enough publicity out here in Canada when it comes to the subject of organ donations. It hasn't become a mainstream subject here in Canada.